Mariah Carey was paid $5 million. You heard me. $5 million by her ex-fiance, James Packer, a billionaire. She received the $5 million from James because, according to Mariah, he wasted her time. She uprooted her life. She moved from New York to LA. He had already given her a $10 million engagement ring, y'all, and she got to keep that one too. Okay? Yes, she did. And it got me to thinking about how much time some of us, or all of us, have wasted on relationships that we uprooted our lives for. There are women who, say, well, he's getting ready, he's moving, and he's going to relocate me. And I've heard of women who have relocated and it did not work out at all. And so I wanted to ask you all the question of how much would you expect to be paid if somebody wasted your time? And are you currently in a relationship where somebody is wasting your time? Now, Mariah was engaged to a billionaire. Now, I'm not saying that you're a gold digger, but what Mariah understood, and it's something that we must understand, is that your time is valuable. It is very important. The time that you spend on a job, a relationship, or what have you, you cannot get back. So if you're sitting there in an unfulfilled, unrewarding, hostile, difficult relationship, and you're saying maybe one day it'll get better, or once I get a divorce, or once I can afford to get a divorce. And listen, time is a ticking. But for Mariah, she was like, hold up, young man, hold up, billionaire, whoever you are. You're going to give me money because I uprooted my life and I moved from New York to LA. Because of certain things that occurred, she missed her concert dates. She also lost an assistant behind elements of the relationship. And you know what? He paid her $5 million. Now, some of us who have been married before, them boogers didn't even want to give us alimony. And that's like maybe $500, $1,000. But whatever Mariah did was to prove her worth. And she proved that because I uprooted my life, and because you played with me and you wasted my time, you cost me $5 million. So in essence, what she got from this guy was $15 million. Remember, $10 million was on her finger, and she got to keep that. And then $5 million was given to her because her ex-billionaire fiance, James Packer, wasted her time. How many of you are wasting your time? And sometimes you're not, in a relationship, you're in a situation. They call it a situationship. Something is absolutely crazy. You still trying to convince yourself why you're still there. And some of us, we say it's the kids. Okay. Some of us say, well, once I get this job, once I get my ducks in a row. Honey, you may never get your ducks in a row. And actually, ducks don't stay in a row when they're on water. And only ducks I know that will stay in a row are toy ducks. Let's just be honest. So I'm wondering, how much of your time are you wasting, and how much is it really costing you? $5 million? The opportunity to earn $5 million? Listen, ladies. We must understand that whomever we connect ourselves to will directly and indirectly impact our lives. If you're sitting somewhere and you're a businesswoman and you know that you have a very stressful situation at home, you go to work and you can't focus, every time somebody sees you, you're crying, you're losing weight, or you're gaining weight. It goes a lot of different ways. You're the only person that can do something about that. You're the only person that can do something about that. Because when you're clouded in your understanding, when you're overwhelmed, your very best self cannot manifest because it's pulling you down. You know how you have people say, will you hold me down? No. Will you hold me up? You're going to be holding me up, and a person is actually holding you down. Because people can talk about it, but the issue is, are they producing what they say they're going to give? And as a result, again, are you really earning anything? Are you earning anything from this relationship? I mean, are you better off? Because, you know, there's some people you can count on and some people you have to count out. And I'm just going to tell y'all, I was watching R.C. Blakes Jr. today, and he was dropping the knowledge, honey. Queenology, let me tell y'all something. Sometimes we don't have the proper information. Somebody said, sweet baby Jesus in a manger, okay? Sometimes we don't have the proper information, and so we start settling for things, or accepting things, or tolerating things that we have no business tolerating at all. For example, queens don't pay car notes for men. They just don't. Well, okay, listen. First of all, a king is supposed to own the land. So if a king owns the land, why would he need you, queen, to pay his car note, or his house note, or his back child support? I need us to start thinking about this, because some things love, like Maya Angelou said, love is many things, but it's never unsure. When you're in there and you're sitting and you're saying, this really don't make sense, but I'm just going to have to prove to him how much he loves me. I don't think so. I don't think so. But here's the thing, y'all. Some of our pickers are off. And what I mean by that, you know, your ability to pick the right person is off because you don't know who you are. You don't know who your purpose is. And I love this. I love you too, Queen Summer. I love the fact that once we identify what our purpose is, meaning what we're here for, then we understand the type of person we need to be with. So we have to really be careful when we become so religious that we think it's just the person love Jesus. But just because they know Jesus don't mean Jesus know them. Just because they go to church does not mean they're saved or delivered. You know, the devil goes to church. Like Bishop Donaldson said one time, and he said, a person can go down a wet devil and come up a dry devil and come up a wet devil. And I was sitting there next to one, and the women was like, oh my God, Sister Delores, he's getting baptized. And I'm thinking, girl, please, you don't know what this Negro is like at home. The fact that he went down in Jesus' name and came back up, okay, for him, he just got a bath. I'm just telling you that right now. Because change in your life is manifested in your behavior. It is manifested in your behavior. I don't care if they could go in there and speak in tongues until the tongue fall off. If you do not subject yourself to the Holy Spirit and the guidance of what is right and how to treat people right, you just blabbing. And you gotta want it. You gotta want it as much as you want to breathe. When we want to do better versus wanting, we must do better. See, there's a difference. You got to have a why when you want to do better. And so Mariah Carey has given us an example of what it should be about if somebody's wasting your time. But here's the thing. If you ain't marrying no billionaire, what if you sitting there with somebody who got potential to be po? What you gonna get? What are you gonna get from it? Potential. Potential does not pay your light bill. Potential definitely doesn't pay your gas bill. And I know it's, you know, people have potential. We all have potential, but you got to put some power behind your potential in order to produce something. Just like if you plant an apple tree, you got to go down there and dig the soil up and make sure it's right for the apples. You got to water that thing. Potential. You sitting at home, he's like, I got potential. Potential to what? Potential to raise my gas bill, my food bill. I told y'all about that young man, and listen, people like, Delores, you have really dated some really crazy, yes, it's not possible to be in step with the right experience when you don't know who or whose you are. See, so we got to have an epiphany. We have to understand, you know, sex is one thing. It should be enjoyable, but y'all can only sit there and have sex for so long, and then some of y'all don't want to have it after you get married in the first place. Y'all know how that goes, right? You bumping booties and on fire and in heat, and then you get married. They be like, man, she don't even give me nothing no more. Because guess what? That's not going to sustain your relationship. Now, don't get me wrong now. It may take you someplace you want to go, but I digress, because that's your business, okay? But listen, what can we learn from Mariah Carey, ladies? What can we learn? If you got to take that man to court to sue him for wasting your time, what could he possibly give you? And I'm going to tell y'all right now, your mama and them told me, they said, don't be going for no hard-on, because a hard-on ain't going to do nothing. It can lead to hard times. That's what I'm talking about. I thank my grandmother and my great-grandmother and, you know, people who keep it real. I used to think my grandma was wrong. And she was like, if you leave here and you come back with a wet punani, but y'all know she didn't say punani, okay, and you don't have money to pay your bills, I was like, Mama, that's prostitution. She said, you call it what you want, but you're going to be somebody's fool. And my great-grandmother would say, don't let nobody ride you and ride you. I mean, they made it sound so horrible. But they were right. You can play the fool all you want to. How's somebody going to come over your house, right? No, you got a gas bill, a light bill, a rent, and you got kids in the house. And he doesn't even consider your situation. And you lay down and have sex with him. Really? Ain't no ding-a-ling like that. I ain't met none. I mean, listen, and if you have, y'all need to package that thing and sell it or put it on the stock market and give some people an opportunity to invest in it. And then how can you be afraid to ask for help if somebody is in your house consistently eating your food at your dinner table and you say, I don't know, he might get mad. He get mad? Girl, you better. I don't know what to say, y'all. Anyway, I will say this. I'm Delores Jones, the comeback coach. I appreciate you being with me at this time. And I would like for you to go ahead over there to the YouTube. My YouTube channel is DeloresJonesTV. Would you please join me? Huh? I hope so. Okay, I really hope so. Click, tag, and share the video, y'all. Let's step up our game. Let's have some really good conversations. I think he loves me. Girl, he don't love you if he's pimping you. You know what I mean? But you gonna love me? What about the ones that love you and leave you? Leave you with credit card debt? Now, let me say this. Let me say this. Because not all men are bad. They're not. Okay? That's why we have to be very, very careful and intentional when we start to hang around various types of people. And we have to put our own standard out there. And ladies, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. You know, after getting my feelings hurt like maybe the 50 millionth time, I finally was like, okay, God, listen. Okay, I'm doing it. What you want me to do? I'm shutting down the cookie factory. I am not having sex before marriage anymore. I am going to stand by sexual integrity and standards. Because see, what I need women to understand is your stilettos make you taller, but your standards make you smarter. Okay? Yes. Some of us walking around with the stilettos to put the arch in our back. But what's going to really make a difference and take you to another level are your standards. And sometimes we get our feelings hurt so many times. And we just say, okay, maybe this one, this is it. But understand, whenever you have to step outside of the principles that govern your life, that cannot be it. Because you're already compromising. And say, for instance, you're doing it right now. You can stop tomorrow. Because, I mean, literally. I was like, this is ridiculous. I said, God, I'm done. And no sooner than I said I was done, because here's a couple of reasons I knew I was done. For one, I knew that person went to church, but I knew that person wasn't for me. That's just the truth right there. He went to church. The devil go to church sometime. Right? Okay. And no matter how much I wanted this guy to be it, he wasn't it. And I knew it from the get-go. I knew this guy wasn't it in less than 24 hours. But because he said he went to church, right? And he had a nice testimony. Don't let other people's testimony trip you up. It's something they've gone through, but did they grow through it? Uh-oh. I'm going to make it rain in here. I'm going to make it rain in here. All right. Y'all go ahead on and just cash out me some money, honey. $ comeback coach, okay? $ comeback coach. It's either comeback coach or my comeback coach. Y'all listen, just go find it, okay? And I was angry with myself because I knew better. And I even had the opportunity to do better. But for whatever reason, I just felt like, oh, maybe. And the bottom line is, he wasn't it. He couldn't be it. He knew that. But what person do you know is going to sit next to a gorgeous woman who's smart and intelligent and powerful and turn down the coochie? What man do you know that? There's some men, you ain't even got to be intelligent. All you got to do is have a coochie. They ain't turning it down. They'll turn down a collar and still make you want to holler. Come on up. I feel a spirit of rapping upon me. Okay. Anyway, let's come back to us one more time. Mariah Carey got $5 million because her ex-fiance, who was a billionaire, he wasted her time. She's like, wait a minute, Your Honor. Wait a minute. I uprooted my life. I packed all my stuff up. Now, she's a millionaire. She could do that easily. But she was saying, I missed out on so many opportunities because I was spending my life with you. One of the things that we got to stop running behind men. Right. If, I understand supporting a man, running behind a man and supporting a man are two totally different things, right? Running behind a man is you're just trying to keep showing him that you're it. Supporting the man is the man has a vision and a purpose and a sense of direction, and he's working on something. And I'm not saying support as far as paying house notes and car notes and all that. I'm saying support him spiritually, mentally, right? You want to show him that I believe in you, but you're not going to pimp me. Right on, right on, right on. Your suitor, and I want to shout out a wonderful guy. You know who he is. And I was sharing something with him about some delay in what I'm dealing with. And he just called. He said, hey, sweetheart, tell me what's going on with you. I want to help lift this weight. And I was like, well, I didn't expect you to, but he's saying, I want to lift weight off of you, not put weight on you. He said, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do A, B, and C. And what are your thoughts about that? And I said, oh, well, because see, I'm not going to go and ask you for anything because you're not retarded. You ain't retarded. If you hear me talking about something other than TV, you should, if you're into me, you should know what's going on in my life. That's just the truth right there, right? You should know what's going on in my life. And I shouldn't have to say to you, honey, well, I'm having a really hard time and I just wanted to see if you would. No, I'm not doing that, because if you're having conversation, that's going to come up. That's going to come up. You're going to be about your business. And the one way the person knows you're about your business, because you're talking about what your next steps are, or you're doing this, or like, I went to this interview and this happened and this didn't happen. And so the person is supposed to be listening to you, not to get in your panties, but to understand what your plan is. So I don't know, what is it going to cost you? For some women, it costs them their life. Like Cadillac Willie told me, and he used to be a police officer in Kansas City, Kansas. He's a big old man too. I was trying to be nice. I was helping this young man I saw sitting on the corner. He was sitting on the sidewalk looking sad, and me and my lovely spirit wanted to help him. Next thing I know, the guy was masturbating in the college class. I helped him get enrolled. He kept asking me if God forgives you for murder. He wanted to know if I could show it to him in the Bible. I'm trying to find this. Little did I know the guy was a murderer. He found out where I lived. He had access to me because I was trying to help him. And when I crawled in the bathroom and cut my lights out because he was on the outside of my apartment, I'm calling, he's calling me back on the phone, and I'm rebuking the devil. And he's like, stroke my heart, Jesus. Stroke my heart, Jesus. And I'm like, oh my God, I was dealing with the devil and didn't even know it. And Cadillac Willie told me when I went down to make the police report, he said, listen, young lady, you can't save the devil. He said, you can't save the devil. You can't save the devil. Y'all can't change the devil, and you definitely can't save the devil. And shortly thereafter, I think it was a year later, a news story came across, and it said a BPU worker was killed in his truck. And they showed the suspect, and it was that guy. His name was Gregory Hudson. I will never forget him. And because I was so quick to help him, I took him to church with me. So now he was sending jail mail, prison mail to the church I was at. We got to be smarter. We got to be smarter. We got to ask the questions. We got to see if it's it and if it's not it. And here's the thing I'm learning, is it must register with your spirit instead of sex. Does it register with your spirit? I'm not talking about your hormones, because Lord knows we all have them. Does his presence minister to you? Not his muscles. Does he have the ability, like India Arie said in a song recently, she said, steady love. And she said, he speaks to my body and my soul. No, she said he speaks to my spirit and my soul. See, your spirit man, your soul, the way you think, the way you operate. I hate to say it, but it happens. If you don't have the money to get facelifts and butt lifts and all this other stuff, gravity will have its way with your breast and your butt. Okay? Men, that does not exempt you either. Okay? So stuff is going to start sagging and wagging. So you can't base that on your relationship. Have you ever noticed a couple that had been together for a long time, and you probably wouldn't have put them together physically because there were some differences, and you're like, why is he so in love with this woman? You know, well, she's not cut like a Coke bottle. And he, you know, and what you find out is that man was in love with that woman's spirit. That woman's spirit. Sidney Poitier has a book out there, and I recommend you read it, men and women, and it's called The Measure of a Man. And honey, I read that book from front to back. The Measure of a Man. That right there is a topic. Ladies, how do we measure a man? How do we decide if he's worthy of our time? And it can't be money, because here was Mariah Carey. She had somebody in her league. He was a billionaire. She's a millionaire. But even in that, she's like, I don't care who you are, James Packer. You're going to give me $5 million because you got in the way of me, my earning potential. Your earning potential, ladies. How much would you expect somebody to give you for wasting your time? Heartache? Y'all know, part of what I do, coaching and stuff like that, counseling, therapy. And when I'm on certain jobs, even as a social worker, eventually people start coming to me, asking me questions, and they want coaching. That's your gift. Your gift is going to show up. Your talent is going to show up. So while I was hired to help the residents, I had clientele coming to me from people I work with, which was really, really interesting. And so one particular day I was at work, and this young woman came to me, and she said, I have a friend, you know. I said, okay. She said, she works here, and she's in an abusive relationship. And I said, okay. And she said, I was just thinking maybe you could talk to her. And I said, okay. I said, well, does your friend want help? She said, I really believe she does. I said, okay, well, I'll talk to her. So I meet with the friend, and I said to her, hey, what's going on? And she says, well, I've been with him. He's the father of my children. And I was taking the car this morning, and he doesn't have a job. So I was telling him he don't need the car because he don't have a job. He ain't going nowhere. It made sense to her. It made sense to me. Well, he got mad, so he decided to take his foot, and he kicked her in her thigh and knocked her down. That was that morning. So I said to her, I said, well, what do you want to do? She said, I want him out. I said, are you done? Yes. Is he on your lease? No. I just want him out. I said, okay. Well, he's not on your lease, and you want him done, gone. He's already hurt you. Call 911. You know what she said to me, Tiffany? He got a warrant. He'll go to jail. I said, he could go to hell as far as I'm concerned. She was concerned about this man who was doing absolutely nothing in her life. She had kids with him. He couldn't even work to take care of the children. And she was concerned that he had a warrant. What? I can't make this stuff up. I wish I was making it up, but I can't. And then y'all know what happens. You stay in these relationships and you're late to work, or, he using my car, I'm waiting here for 45 minutes. Then you find out he was using your car and he had somebody else in your car. So now you mad. Girl, please. You got one time to say something crazy to me. Just one. Because you should know when you hear certain things, you don't have to give a person another time. You just cut it off. I remember somebody I liked a lot, and actually I had dated him, and we saw each other, and I was showing him my new convertible, and I'm thinking he's gonna say, "Ooh, that's so cute, girl." And he looked at me and said, "You spoiled little biatch." He did. I said, "What?" So I'm looking like, how is that a compliment? See? How was that a compliment? He was wasting my time. Y'all know he was wasting my time. Anybody that dishonors you, disrespects you, belittles you, competes against you, mistreats you, they're wasting your time. They're wasting your time. But here's the thing. If you don't value your time and you don't know what to do with your own time, right? Why should somebody else respect your time? Sometimes we're so overly available, ladies, and y'all know what happens when we're overly available. People take us for granted. But we do the same thing to men, don't we? Y'all know this, Rebecca, right? Kathy, right? The guy is always there. And I'm not talking about a guy who considers your feelings. I'm talking about the guy who just is like, "What do you want me to do, queen?" And that's not a bad thing, but sometimes if a person doesn't have a backbone, then you will tend to run over them. And I've been guilty of that. You want a man who's a man. And what I mean by that, you can't talk to him any kind of way. And he can gently talk to you and explain to you, "Hey, this here made me feel this way. I don't appreciate that. But I wanted to share that with you." Now, you have to be coachable, ladies. We have to be coachable. But sometimes what happens is we give our hearts to so many different people that when we do meet the person, because now we know who we are, now we have to work through all of that insecurity. We have to work through all of the damage that was done because we were in a relationship with the wrong person. And don't sit around people, if you're deciding to do, practice celibacy and all this, don't get around your girlfriends who are like, "Girl, he ain't gonna wait for nothing. Girl, good luck to you." Well, just keep on moving. Because I have girlfriends who have waited over 10 years. Now I said, Jesus, that is not my ministry, okay? But some people are given the gift of singlehood. So yeah, there are people who will wait. Are you worth waiting for? Or is somebody just wasting your time? They can't waste your time unless you let them waste your time. The person says, I want to start my business, and then you show them that there's an entrepreneur company or a program for free, and they say, I ain't into that. I figure I could just learn it on the streets. Really? First of all, does the person you are with have the capacity to handle who you are? I didn't say are they attracted to you. I said the capacity to handle who you are. Now, having had an opportunity to work in media, and God has blessed me with some incredible experiences that I'm in awe of at times, and I know it's going to get greater. I have dated people who are like, that they can't go with you. They can't, because it makes them uncomfortable. You look into the sky. If you see a sun shining brightly, you have to put shades on. And so I'm going to say that your shades are symbolic of your perspective. And so there's no wonder that successful African-American women are some of the represent the highest number of single women. Because there's this point in your life where you stop dumbing down. Because you've decided that it's okay for you to be great. It's okay for you to be valuable. It's okay to stop wasting your time. It's okay to hold somebody accountable who has wasted your time. So some people get these false hopes. I was talking to someone. I said, listen, don't tell me I'm the one. Show me. He said, what are you talking about? I said, listen, what happens when a man says to a woman, you know, whoever you're in this relationship with, they say, baby, you know, you're the one. You're the one I've been waiting for. You got all the qualities. We're like, ding, 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 ding. He takes you out on a nice date. He spends money on you. His conversation is great. And, you know, we're like, let's do the thing. And he said, hold up, wait a minute. What do you mean, wait a minute? You said I'm the one. And then they want to criticize you because you're ready to walk down the altar. So here's the thing. One of your boundaries, you need to say to him, sir, listen, you fine and everything. I want to get to know you. But do not say to me that I am the one. Don't say that. What do you mean? I said, don't say it. Because words have power. You can say, I would like for you to be the one. And even in that, don't even entertain that. Stop talking about, well, one day when we get married. No, work on the relationship. Because you may decide as you're getting to know this person, he may not be the person you want to marry. You wanted to hang out with him, but you don't want, you know, you don't want to look at him every day and deal with his attitude or whatever his tripping, his flashback behavior is. You need to look to see, has he resolved all of his past relationships? I put a post on my page that said, you can't treat another woman like dirt and expect to have a queen. You can't do that. That's why they have jobs and they have references. You know what I mean? Hey, Faith, they have jobs and references. The reason they have a reference, they want to know, how did you handle the job prior to the job that you're applying for? And what type of person were you? And they don't want to hear it from you. They want to hear it from the person who has observed you or worked with you. Now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but on Sunday I was getting out the car and I was going into the church. And one of the members, he's a professor at Kansas City, Kansas Community College. And he said, hey, he said, you the one. And I'm thinking, what is he talking about? And he said, I was at a meeting and I brought your name up and everybody knew you, Delores. And I said, really? He said, and you know what I got to say? They had wonderful things to say about you. That's what you want. That means you need to take that person around people. Now, they have some little thing now that they do on Facebook. I really don't understand it. But some of the ladies will put their picture up there with a guy and then they'll put a smiley face over the guy's face. First of all, I refuse to be with somebody who don't want to be seen with me. Hello? How you going to be in a relationship and you hiding his face? Well, I just, you know, I want to keep it personal. I just want to keep it private. Okay, that's fine. Well, there are times you need to reveal who you're dealing with. Well, he just said he just want to spend time with me. Whenever somebody's trying to isolate you from the people who love you, hey, Wanda, classmate, Rodney, whenever somebody's trying to isolate you from the people that love you, that's a sign right there. Ain't nobody want to see you that much. I love Bella Rose. That's my girl. But I still got to take a break from Bella. I'd be like, Bella, you know what? I'm getting ready to take you to the doggy daycare because right now, sister, I love you, but okay. Just think about it. Mariah Carey got paid $5 million from her ex-fiance, who was a billionaire, James Packer. He had to pay her $5 million for wasting her time. I said, girl, come on and do it. First of all, who would you even go to? What attorney do you know that would pick up a case and you sue the person for wasting your time? You're giving false hope. Now think about this. The people that could hold certain people accountable are pastors. And let me say this because I heard about this story. Y'all ready for this story? Say I'm ready for this story. Okay. You ready? I'm waiting for you to tell me you ready. Okay, so Hey, Donna, I'm going to say it. Hey, James, I'm glad you're there. I'm glad you're there. So this woman, young woman, was dating this preacher. She was dating this preacher. And, he was, selling wolf tickets. But, when they say, God told me that you my wife, shut up. Shut up. Because God ain't just speaking to you. And definitely God ain't speaking to you if you saying that you want me, but you trying to get in my panties. Okay? You better stop, devil. Stop it. Quincy said ready. Okay. Winona said ready. Okay, listen, y'all. So the young woman was like giving this man her time at the church. And this Negro, yes, he was a Negro. He up and left the city and went on and started a life with somebody else. And this young woman was so upset. I mean, she had literally just changed her whole lifestyle to accommodate this person because she was hoping that he was going to honor his word. Honey, that man's bishop called him and told him he had to come back to that city. Bruh, come on back to this city, and I need you to sit down in front of us, and you're going to explain to us what you promised this young woman and what you did to this young woman. See, that's what I'm talking about. Accountability right there. But you have some people, well, God forgives them. No, but you're going to have to explain something to me. Accountability. Mariah held that man accountable for her time that she gave him from moving from New York to Los Angeles. You cost me money, yo. You cost me $5 million. You got in the middle of my earning potential because you sold me wolf tickets. You told me a lie. You're going to pay for that. How many of us should go for that? Do y'all know any attorneys that'll pick up that case? I'm trying to think if there's anybody that would want to go back and sue for my time. Let me see. Who wants to? I'm trying. Thankfully, no. Okay. Thankfully, no. Because I don't know about you, Faith, and Alicia, and Natalie. I'm not getting ready to have a 5-year engagement with you. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And for those of you that believe in that, go ahead on. But I want to know, what are you going to learn in 5 years that you can't learn in 12 months? Or, does it really take you 5 to 10 years to get married? Or to have an honorable relationship, committed, however you want to call it, partnership, whatever. But there's a commitment there. Now, how many years? Girl said, girl, we've been together for 15. I said, 15? 15 years? You've been together with this person over a decade? And they still saying not yet? Not yet? It takes 9 months to make a baby. You willing to go 9 months to make a baby? Can't you figure out if y'all going to really, in 9 months? Well, I don't know. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead on and I'm going to have another baby, and we going to see. What you going to see? Felicia. What are you going to see, Felicia? Bye, Felicia. That's foolishness. Well, I don't want to pressure him. Excuse me? Pressure who? This is your life we're talking about. If I hear about another young woman who abandoned ship, she gives away a scholarship, she leaves the whole state following behind somebody who has no idea where he's going. I just got to, I hate Kansas City. I mean, you hate Kansas City? Do you know how big Kansas City, Missouri is? And there's Columbia, Missouri, and there's Kansas City, Kansas. You hate it? So now you're going to uproot me in faith? Now, partner, I'm going to need you to go ahead on and get that together and then holler back at your girl and send me my plane ticket, right? Baby, I really want you to come and see me, but you know what? I ain't got the money. Well, he ain't got the money, so I ain't going. Well, it's hard out here on a pimp. Stop being a pimp. Get your mind right. Know your worth. How much is your time? How much is it? How much is your time worth? I have something called 30-minute living for love and happiness, okay? I ask myself 3 simple questions. And if I can answer yes to all of them, then I will proceed. If I cannot, I don't. Y'all want to know what the questions are, right? I'll let you know when I do the video on 30-minute living for love and happiness. One of them is, are you proud of who you are becoming as a result of this person that you're involved with? Are you, Delores? I said, well, no, I don't know. Is it taking you closer to your goal? Well, no, you can't be maybe. It's yes or no. Are you proud to be with this individual? Well, sometimes he get drunk and he just goes. No, the answer is no. Now, if I get a yes in those 3 areas, then I say, okay, I'm going to open myself to spend 30 minutes with this particular person. That's it. Now, for you, it may be something different. But 30 minutes is a long time. That's a half an hour. And then if it's okay, then I'll give you another 30. Now we're into an hour. And if you got good sense, we may go a couple more hours. But I'm not going to give you 24 hours, 48 hours, the next 48. Forget it. There's a point in our lives where we recognize what we want and we know how to get it. And then when you're bold enough to understand that God will not withhold any good thing from you if you walk upright. See, some of the stuff that God's had is in store for us is conditional. The same way with our kids. With my son, listen, Ricky, because Ricky was doing excellent work at school, he had a job and another job. I didn't just say, here, son, just take the car and just, no. He was a responsible young man. That's it. Forget, okay, he's my only child. Yes, he's my only child. I heard somebody say it like this. As a parent, you're going to give your kid something just on the strength that they're your child. But when it talks about favor, that means I'm giving you something extra because of something you're doing. I see something valuable within you. It's kind of like investing your time, your substance, your effort into someone because you see something within them. Now, if I'm pouring into you and I'm pouring into you and I'm pouring into you and I don't get a return on my investment, or ROI, that's the term they use in the investment field, a return on investment. What are you getting in return for spending your time with this particular person? I had to do it like this, Latasha. Carolyn said, truth to the power. Okay, truth to power. Listen. I was one of those women, and I still am. But sometimes you're giving, as it says, casting your pearls amongst the swine. That's a person who's just wasting your time. Don't even see the value of your pearls. They think you done got something out of the bubblegum machine. Some people don't even know the value of an actual pearl. They're black pearls, honey. There are some pearls that are real, real expensive. Come up here with this bubblegum ring and all this other stuff. But anyway, if I was into you, I'm into you, right? So I want to know, what makes you smile, honey? You going out of town? You travel? Okay. What kind of juice do you like? I want to make sure I have that juice at home for you. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. And I'm doing that for the wrong person. I did it for somebody. He gonna talk about, first of all, because he wouldn't answer my calls. I'm trying to figure out what happened. So I sent him a message. I said, did something happen I don't know about? So then he called. What you talking about? Oh, so you're not crazy. And your phone still works. He said, first of all, ain't nobody gonna make me do nothing I don't want to do. I thought, boop, boop, wait a minute, partner, wait a minute. And I said, if my memory serves me correctly, you pursued me. I did not pursue you. And then based upon how this Negro was speaking, I said, oh, hell no. So don't stop being nice. Just stop being nice to the wrong people. I said, you want me to pick up your laundry for you? Well, what can I do for you? No. I said, well, get out of here. Some people don't deserve you. That's what Mariah Carey is saying to us. Boy. It's like, I know. You ain't got to be Captain Save a Hole to me, because I ain't no hole. You ain't got to save me. I know how to get what I need. I know how to, you know, when I get myself in alignment, one guy gonna tell me, I ain't gonna help you pay your car note again. First of all, I didn't ask you to help me with the first one, right? So he got mad, and I'm looking at him like, so I got on the phone, and I got me another contract, and next thing I know, he told his son, when I see Delores, watch, she gonna have her car back. And he knew me as a person of faith. Now listen, when God made you, he didn't stop. So when I talked to the guy, he said, I knew it. I knew you were going to have your car. I told my son, she going to have her car. He said, but I'm mad at you. I said, what the hell is wrong with you? He thought I was sleeping with somebody who gave me a job. I said, oh, no, honey. Oh, no. You got to see me when I was down. It didn't mean I was going to stay down, but I got to see how you were going to act when I was down. See, sometimes that's a setup. You want a person to see you, all your phases, to see how they gonna act. I remember this story by Jamie Foxx, y'all. I remember this, and then I gotta go for real. Hey, Janae. Why? Jamie Foxx was dating this young woman, and she was beautiful, strikingly beautiful. And they were gonna go to one of the award show, BET Awards or something, right? And so Jamie Foxx got sick. He got sick. And he told the young woman, listen, I'm not feeling well. I'm sick. And so we're not going to make the concert, or, you know. And she went off. She said, what do you mean we're not going to make it? I mean, I got this dress. I'm ready. He had to cut her off. Why? She was there for the benefits. She wasn't there for him. She should have been smart enough to know that this is Jamie Foxx you're dating, dum-dum. And this isn't the only award show. He's sick. But she really wanted the spotlight. She wasn't there for the long haul, y'all. She wanted the spotlight. And ladies, understand, you're not a chicken head. There are going to be people who want to attach themselves to you just because you shining bright like a diamond. But you don't want to be with the people that are with you when you're shining bright. You want to be with the people who will get down and pray with you when you're in the pit, on your way to the palace. Can I talk to real people? And let me tell y'all something. You need to apply that not just to a male-female relationship. You need to look at your friends that are in your circle, or the people you thought were your friends, but they're your frenemies. Because let me tell y'all something. Going to the top, elevation, it ain't no joke. Even when you're on an airplane, that pressure goes up, your ears start popping. It's very uncomfortable. Then there's turbulence on the plane. You know, don't get mad if people start jumping ship. Just be grateful. You got friends, you thought you were friends, now they gonna tell you, you think you somebody. And then, you know, they think they're gonna talk about you and they gonna get back to you. You want to know this. Hey, Electa, you want to see the people when the heat is on. When the heat is on, are you gonna help me? Or are you gonna become a hater? When I go to the TV station, y'all, those lights are so bright, honey. Oh, they're so bright. Because they want the light to be just right to bring out your features correctly, right? And honey, I had to tell them, listen, we need to hurry up and get this done because I'm melting. See, sometimes your light is so bright, you have to be willing to handle the heat. And when I go to Channel 5 or 41, they say, Delores, you can bring somebody with you, but they got to sit in the audience. They don't get to come and sit up under the lights. And they said, we trust who you're going to bring. See, some people you want to take with you, but for whatever reason, they can't handle the heat. They can't handle the heat. And you wish they would say that, but they say things like, I don't know, girl. They don't take all that. If I was you, well, girl, you know what? I got other things to do. And you know they don't have anything to do. They sit down watching you on TV. You just don't act the same, Janae. I mean, we was in high school, y'all not in high school anymore. Okay? People evolve over time. Stop making people stay who don't want to be there. Stop babysitting people who don't want to be there. You know how that's like. You know, Janae, you have people, they come up to you, they want to hug you because you know you can blow, right? And you have that person sitting in the corner looking like a prune because they mad that you still talking to somebody. And you be like, what's wrong? I'm just ready to go. What do you mean you ready to go? Girl, ain't you tired? No, I'm not tired. This is what I do. Oh, okay, well, listen, girl. I'm going to go ahead on, and you just get an Uber. You be like, wait a minute, you brought me here. Just become impatient. And you're like, what's wrong with them? And then you turn around and you're there for them. And then they nut up when it's your turn. You wasting your time. I'm not talking about what I read about. I'm talking about what I know. And some of them will wait for you to make a mistake, right? Oh, then they out. Now they'll hang with you, and you will offer them mercy and grace, but you do something wrong, right? And you do the same thing that they did, and then they don't want to forgive you. You be like, what happened? Some people are just waiting for an opportunity to abandon you because they know that you're down for them. But if you do one thing, and I had to learn this, y'all, I had to, and it hurt like hell. I was just like, oh my God. And I made a mistake. And I made the same mistake that my friends made. But my friends decided that they weren't going to hang with me no more. You're too sensual. What? Yeah. You know, you got to be careful with the ones that start, you know, meeting without you. You understand what I'm saying, y'all? Okay, come on, don't play crazy. Darcia said, praise God. Yes, don't play crazy. Y'all, you know, y'all hang out as a group, and then all of a sudden you ain't invited to nothing. Okay? Or y'all out somewhere, and they in the corner whispering. And you trying to figure out what's funny, but everybody laughing at you. Listen, I'm just saying what I'm saying. It's the truth. You're not going to get that time back. And anybody that loves you and anybody who's really supposed to be there, they're going to be there. Time does heal wounds, you know, if you let it. It's not, you're not just going to let 10 years pass. If you're not wanting to be better, they ain't just going to be like, ta-da. No, you need to get into some therapy. You need to go to some classes. You need to confess that you're jealous. I told y'all, Susan, I was jealous. So at one girl, we was at church, we was on the dance team together. And how can I dance with her and minister? And I'm jealous. You know what I was jealous about, Roz? I was jealous because she had a mother. And her mother was always singing her praises. Her name is Janine. Janine knows this story. And Janine, she said, oh, and Janine's having a party. And Janine is doing this. And Janine. And then I start feeling some kind of way. I start becoming jealous of Janine. And I said, Delores, how are you going to be jealous of Janine? What does Janine have that you want? Y'all know what I wanted? I wanted my mama. My mom died when I was 5 years old. I wanted my mama to be there to carry on like that about me. And so instead of ignoring it and treating Janine like crap, I just said, Janine, can I talk to you? I said, you know, I was getting jealous and I didn't understand why this was bothering me. See, when something's bothering you, you need to stop and get to the root of it and say, why is this bothering me? Some of us be like, it's just her. It's just her. It's just her. No, it's you. It's you. It's you. So Janine and I start having the conversation. She's like, oh, Delores. I said, no, please hear me out. And I had that aha moment. I said, this is what bothered me. Your mother adores you. And I don't have that because my mom is gone. She was 21 when she died. So I had her for 5 years. And I watched these young girls who have their mothers and you're cussing your mama out and you're acting all mannish and crazy and disrespecting them behind some ding-a-ling. You have a mother that loves you and she ain't gonna let you run over her. You need to respect her. You know what I would give to have my mother Mariah Jones here with me? Y'all, I'm tearing up. Do you know what I would give to have my mama here? Do you? And I look. I just shake my head. I just shake my head and be like, Lord Jesus. I don't know why I went there, but I went there, and I hope you went there with me. And I hope that you click, tag, and share this video. Also, hey, Sherry Brown. Hey, Erica Malone. Is that my classmate? Hey, Miss Towns. Go over to my YouTube channel. Can y'all do that? It's DeloresJonesTV. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification button. My goal is to really go over there more often, to really kick this off, take it to another level, to reach more people, to share, to liberate, to whatever. whatever you need. There's no perfect people. God uses imperfect people to perfect the things concerning us, to complete his perfect will. And say, for instance, you've been doing the same dumb stuff. As my book says, stop the dumb stuff, destructive, unsettling, miserable behavior, and make a U-turn. It doesn't even make sense to be on the highway going in the wrong direction. You're not going to get to your destination going to the wrong direction. In the wrong direction. It don't work like that. You're not going to be a genie come up. You know, what's the man on the magic cart? And he just floating around. That was a cartoon. Y'all do know that, right? Okay. And nobody can ever be your everything. They may be your something. The question is it something that you need in your life? Get beyond somebody feeling good, making you feel good, like Monsters Ball with Halle Berry. Lord knows I went to see that movie, honey. It was on Valentine's Day. I was newly divorced, and I had lost 40 pounds, and I'm sitting there with my popcorn, and I'm like, oh, Billy Bob Thornton. I was like, I want to feel good. And I got past that finally, and God said, listen, Delores Jones, come back, coach, drive time, whatever, you know. He knows all of you, all of your personality parts. He says, I need you to focus on somebody helping you fulfill the purpose I have on your life, the calling I have on your life. You're beyond feeling good, ma'am. How far has feeling good taken you? Well, Lord, I've taken me nowhere. Some of us are going nowhere quickly. All right, I'm done messing with you in your business and sharing mine. I get to the point where God's grace is so gracious that I just don't have nothing to hide. But I mean, there are things that I know that God knows that you don't know, and you don't need to know. It's not relevant, right? But in those areas that he has given me so much mercy and grace and understanding, it would behoove me not to share that with you. I want to be around real people. One of my dear friends is a former prostitute. I don't want to say about her, girl, she's a big prostitute. You a professional prostitute, you just don't call it prostitution. You know, when you sleeping with somebody to get your nails done and your hair done and your bills paid, that's a prostitute right there. It's a prostitute. You can call it what you want. You can call it a side chick. I'm a side chick. Baby, only size I want is with my fried chicken, okay? And I have to let y'all know, been there, done that. It ain't like this stuff is new. Do you think for 1 minute I couldn't be sleeping with somebody and he would pay my car note, my bills, and all that? Don't be a fool now. Don't be a fool. The only reason I haven't is because of the relationship I have with God and the conviction he places in my soul and the value that I know I now bring. Because ain't nothing in this life free. Nothing or no thing. I don't know why I said that, but I said it. Didn't I say it? Okay, I said it. Yeah. So stop, come off your high horses, ladies. But I would never. You don't know what you would do in the case of an emergency. You would pray to God that you wouldn't. You would pray to God that you wouldn't. There are women in Africa. I saw this. Women in Africa were selling their bodies to take care of their kids. They didn't want to be prostitutes, but they had to decide to use their body to feed their children. And Oprah, you know, she has that school for the girls. I don't care how you feel about Oprah. She's doing big things for people. And the one girl in Africa, you know, she was talking to the girls that graduated from her school. And there's one particular young woman, articulate, beautiful. The young woman's mother became a prostitute to make sure that she could eat. And her mother had AIDS. And her mother died of AIDS because she was using her body to feed her children. So before you stick your fat nose up in somebody's business and talk about what you wouldn't do and sit there, you need to shut the hell up. That's what I said. Now, that ain't in the Bible. But it's in my heart right now, okay? Stop judging people. You don't know their story. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't become a stripper. Baby, if I thought God would let me, I would have been a 1-900 number operator. Hello, how you doing? I would have paid his student loans off. You hear me? I said, God, you better come on with it. I'm gonna get on that stripper pole. You know, I don't play with me. I have considered the stripper pole, but they won't let you keep a swimsuit on. Y'all, I thank God for my life and the crazy things. This is really, I promise, the last story. So one time I was invited by a celebrity to Hollywood, California, right, y'all? And I was in the business of radio, and the person was really impressed with me, and I got to meet him, and we got to talking. And so I went to the radio station one day, and they said, Delores, you got a call from California. Well, it was this particular person, movie star, does a lot of stuff. And so I'm like, wow. So he's talking to me. He's like, I was really impressed with you. He invited me up to Hollywood, California for my birthday. So I flew in on October 31st. My birthday was November 5th that year. And I get there, and I mean, he picks me up from the airport. And can I be honest with y'all? I had forgot what he looked like. Because I mean, I knew we had spoken, but I wasn't like into him like that. But anyway, he picked me up, and really nice guy. Next thing I know, I'm on a movie set. You know, I ain't gonna tell you the movie because you be in my business. And then we're riding in his Rolls Royce to Vegas, you know, and everything. And I'm just like, wow, this is cool. But I was still in graduate school, so he had to take me to Kinko's so that I could fax my paper to my teacher. Okay, you better stay on your grind. Even if somebody wants your behind, stay on your grind. So anyway, we go back to his place one day, and he had this jacuzzi inside the house, right? And so he's like, come on, you want to get in the jacuzzi? And I was like, yeah. So I come downstairs with my swimsuit on. Well, he's naked in his jacuzzi. And I'm getting in. He's like, so you gonna keep your swimsuit on? And I was like, yeah. And he's basically saying, baby girl, this ain't that kind of party. You supposed to get naked in the pool. You supposed to get naked in this jacuzzi with me. And I'm like, okay. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the guy, but I wasn't really wanting to go there. But, you know, and so then let me tell y'all this other part, Stacy. Don't judge me, Angela. So when I knew it was going to go there, I didn't have any condoms. Why? Because I wasn't planning on doing nothing, right? Okay. So I asked him to take me to a convenience store. We were in Vegas at this time. And so I go down the aisle, and I'm looking for these condoms. Now, I had never bought condoms in my life. So I'm going down the aisle, and I'm looking at the condoms, and I'm getting nervous because I know if I don't hurry up and come out the door, the guy's going to come back in there and ask me what's going on. So I'm like looking for the condoms and looking for the condoms. And so I found these, what kind was it? Magnums. So I found the Magnums, and I just wanted maybe 2, right? Well, this box had like 20. So I'm like, what am I going to buy 20 condoms for? But I'm in a hurry. So I grabbed a box of condoms, right? And then I also grabbed my Twizzlers because I told him I was going in the store for the Twizzlers. So I grabbed the Twizzlers, and I look up, and the man comes walking through the door. He calls me D-Lo. He's like, D-Lo, what's going on? I'm saying, nothing. He's like, D-Lo, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay, because I don't want him to see these condoms, right? I don't want to see these condoms because I didn't want him to think I was a freak, whatever. So next thing I know, I was busted. And I said, okay, look, I came to get these condoms because I thought something was going on between us, and I was talking like 1,000,000 words per minute. And he's looking like, what? And I said, yeah. So remember, he's a celebrity, he's a movie star and all this. So he says, give me the stuff. So he takes the condoms and my Twizzlers, and he takes them up to the checkout. And this is one of them checkouts where everybody can see what's going on, right? And so the lady says, oh, Mr. So-and-so. And I'm sitting there, and he's paying for these condoms and my Twizzlers and stuff. And I'm thinking, this girl thinks I'm a hoe. She has to think I'm a hoe. So we get in the car, and I'm like, please don't say anything to me because I'm so embarrassed. And, well, he was a comedian as well. So he goes, so D-Lo. I said, yes. He said, could you tell me what you was going to do with 20 condoms? And I was like, you know what? If I see one of these things in your stand-up comedy show, I will never, ever, 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 ever speak to you again. And we laughed about it, right? But, yeah, it was, anyway. So, what will it cost you? What will you sue somebody for when they waste your time? Do you know? You need to know. And you know you don't have time to waste, so stop it. Some of y'all need to put somebody out now. Just go change the locks. Well, I don't know where he's going to stay. They have men's shelters. City Union Mission. And ladies, wherever you're watching me from, y'all know they got shelters. So just send him on his way to that shelter. But Delores, don't butt me, honey. Don't butt me. It's all what you want. Whatever you want. You want somebody to waste your time and they ain't got a dime? Come on with it. All right, I got to go, but I appreciate y'all for staying. I went a little longer than I anticipated, but it's okay. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you click, tag, and share the video. And then most importantly, you learn something and you apply it to your life the right way. Because you are worth more than $5 million. You do know that, right? Well, if you don't, it's breaking news. You are worth more than $5 million. And you need to discover why. And it's not because you go to a certain school. It's because God made you. He saw fit to bring you on this earth, and he made you. You are fearfully and wonderfully and uniquely made. There's only one you. Okay? And you know what happens when it's only one copy of something? One original? The original is more valuable. You ever gone to a museum where they have certain things cased in cases? Because you can't even put a fingerprint on that thing. A Picasso, the original? You better ask somebody. Walk through just go do a field trip and go to the museum. Some of them are roped off. You can't even get up in there, get close enough to the mirror, be like, you can't do nothing. And then they have guards standing there talking about, don't touch that. Don't touch that. And you're like, I want it. Don't touch that, ma'am. Ma'am, please step away. Please step away. No touching the paintings. No touching the paintings. It's an exhibit. All right. Bye, y'all. Have a great one. Mwah, mwah, mwah.